The Miami Dolphins lose in very annoying fashion. I'm Connor from the Dolphins Dive. I'm here to break it all down. Starting with the offensive side of the ball. I know there's a lot of people very frustrated and calling for Mike McDaniel's job, and I understand the frustration. I just think that anger is misguided. I genuinely think that the game plan shown by Mike McDaniel was tremendous. Genuinely. I know we only scored 10 points, but I think what he showed me in this game is very good because he was never willing to commit to the run until the last game against the Patriots where he showed it. And I wasn't sure if he'd do it again. And now the next question is, will he do it with Tua? But if he shows his ability to stay with that running game, that turns the Dolphins genuinely, and it might be 2-4 start is brutal. So I hope it's not too little too late. But that's the kind of scheme change that was needed last year to take us from being the Dolphins to being a team similar to the 49ers, where we have all of these skilled players and we can make those wow plays with those guys, but we can also be physical and run the ball right down you. And that's kind of what was missing from this team. And Mike McDaniel just showed the willingness to do so. We had 188 yards on the ground, and that includes 2 drives killed by fumbles. So imagine those drives don't get killed. We're looking at a over 200-yard rushing performance, which is tremendous. So that was tremendous by Mike McDaniel. I think this loss boils down to literally 3 plays that isn't on the coaching staff and is basically directly influenced from players. The 2 fumbles from Mostert and Ingold, and then the missed kick from Jason Sanders. Those 3 individual plays is what ruined this game. So I understand being frustrated with the head coach. He's the head guy, so he is the guy that gets the blame. But when you have arguably your 3rd and 4th string quarterbacks, I think it was a great game plan, and that only thing that stopped the execution of it was 2 fumbles. So that's my stance on it. If you disagree, I genuinely am curious your thoughts as to why you are unhappy with McDaniel. I was genuinely encouraged from his game plan going into this game, and once again, the O-line looked good. Some of the fucking holes that they created were tremendous. The running backs were hitting it. Jalen Wright had a good game. Achane, I'm curious if Achane got hurt because he disappeared in the second half, so hopefully he's not hurt. I haven't heard anything, but he disappeared in the second half. Mostert was running good. Obviously, the fumbles, tragic. Jalen Wright ran very good. Tyler Huntley was playing pretty well. Obviously, he runs into some sacks, but he makes some plays with his legs as well that kind of counteracts each other. Moral of the story is, if you have this run game and the quarterback play of Tua Tagovailoa, it's night and day. I mentioned this in previous videos, but a lot of people want to talk about the Miami Dolphins offense as anybody can come in and do it. And I think these past few weeks have taught you that's far from the truth. It's an extremely complex, timing-based offense that requires elite footwork that very few quarterbacks can show. Tyler Huntley has happy feet. Obviously, I'm not going to put too much shit on Tim Boyle. He was led to fail. I mean, being the 4th-string quarterback, whatever. But it is a noticeable difference when quarterback 1 is in there. So I think if you have Tua with the running game and then the passing game on top of what we know he's capable of doing, I think the sky is the limit for this team. Once again, 2-4 start. The end of the season schedule for the Dolphins is absolutely brutal. So it's going to be tough. You're going to look at the Dolphins are probably going to have to go on a 7-5 run, which honestly, it's not that far-fetched. It's not going to be easy. But like I said, I was genuinely encouraged. This is a game that they should have won. They kind of needed to win. So it does hurt in that aspect, but I'm genuinely so encouraged by what McDaniel showed us with this running game. I think if Tua's in at quarterback, you have more of a passing threat because, once again, Snoop and Tim Boyle were nothing special. I think if you have Uno in there with that running attack, this game's not close. In terms of the defense, I think Anthony Weaver had a phenomenal game plan and executed perfectly. Obviously, a lot of their points came from the turnovers or being just set up to succeed. The missed kick that gave them the easy 3 points, and then things of that nature. So there's really not too much criticism on the defensive side. They obviously had a few big runs. They ended up with a total of 155 rushing yards, but the Dolphins also held them to 130 passing yards. The Dolphins out-yarded the Colts, and the only reason they won was merely because of those turnovers and the missed kick. So that's what this game boils down to. I really am encouraged by the coaching. I think Weaver did a tremendous job. And once again, this game just came down to those key plays that were failed. So Very frustrating because it was such a winnable game. Get that win underneath your belt. Tua coming back against the Cardinals, like it looks really good. But I'm still encouraged by the coaching performance. Anthony Richardson was driving me nuts because he was celebrating after like a 3-yard gain when he was playing dog shit. He's not good. Now, granted, he's got a tremendous skill set, but he's far from good right now. He needs to develop. Otherwise, I'm just glad that he stayed healthy so Flacco didn't come in, because if Flacco was their quarterback, it would have been a much different game. But nonetheless, it was just annoying me. But Anthony Weaver did a great job. Jalen Ramsey blitzing a lot. And obviously there's a few missed tackles. Like there is some misplays from the defense. Jordan Poyer barely missing an interception that would have helped swing the game. But once again, it's those 3 plays, the 2 fumbles and then the missed kick. Those, honestly, even one of those plays don't happen, this game's probably different as well. Honestly, just one of those plays, let alone all 3. So I'm encouraged by Mike McDaniel. I know I'm probably just the only one that thinks that, but comment your thoughts down below on this game. I know it's frustrating, but we get Tua Tagovailoa back, and I think that's going to help spark this team. But until next time, I appreciate you guys for watching. Like and subscribe to help the channel grow. And until next time, fins up.